Hi, I'm Michelle Alvarez and I'm a psychologist. My practice is called Santosha. Santosha is Sanskrit for contentment and satisfaction. It's one of the niyamas, which is one of the 8 limbs of yoga. And niyamas are essentially a set of guiding principles to try to live by if you want to be a healthy, kind, loving individual. If you want to be a good human, basically. If you want to work on yourself and become more self fulfilled, more self actualized. So, when we work together, we're working toward your Santosha. We're trying to mold your life, every aspect of it, and how it all fits together, like, like pieces of a puzzle, to create the picture of the life that you envision. Not just the image of a good life, obviously, but truly a life that feels good to you and feels right for you and fills you with contentment and satisfaction. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to have to do a complete overhaul of your life and change every little thing. Um, I simply mean that we're not going to treat your symptoms in isolation. Like, oh, depression, major depressive disorder, without looking at how the way you're feeling impacts all the other parts of your life and is impacted by it, how it all fits together. It's kind of like dieting versus learning how to eat in a way that's good for you. Most of my analogies are food related, so just bear with me. So it's not like you come in and you tell me that you're unhappy with the way you eat, and I say, oh, well, this is what you need to do, without taking into account, for instance, if you think it's wrong to eat animals, if you eat with your partner or your kids and they're picky, if your roommates are always buying chips, what you grew up eating, what you were fed as a child, um, how much money you have to spend on food and how that fits in with your other financial responsibilities, etc., etc. So it's an approach that's tailored to you and all the circumstances that are going on in your life and play into each other. And one of the ways in which I create something that's specifically geared toward you is by incorporating, if you find it helpful, we can also do straight up therapy, by incorporating yoga and mindfulness. So I came up with this great mix of traditional therapy, talk therapy, psychotherapy, therapy, and yoga. I call it talk yoga. I wanted to call it psycho yoga, but everybody told me no. So every session, depending on what you want and need that day, we have our therapy and we incorporate as much or as little yoga as we need for that day, for the specific goal that we're working on, our short-term goals and our long-term goals. And we pick specific poses and sequences and mindfulness exercises that are going to enhance our work together and create maximum impact. And I can give you things to take home too that you can use throughout the week, that you'll be able to use throughout the week. In the session, we might also get into a pose and talk from there, from with what comes out of there, which is something that you cannot access as easily with just talking, and because we carry so much of our emotions in different parts of our body. So I might ask you sometimes if you say, for example, you're dealing with, you're struggling to forgive somebody for something, I might ask you, where do you feel that in your body? And we'll focus on that. And that'll help us immensely to get you to where you want to go, to get you to Santosha. And of course, there's other things we can use too that are incredibly helpful, like, for example, using art therapeutically, journaling. It's whatever works. I have this whole toolbox that I've accumulated from working as a therapist for so long, almost 15 years. So we get to pull out of it just what you need so that you can feel good about your life, about yourself, and feel like you're living the life that's in line with who you are, who you're supposed to be, and who you want to be. Oh, I almost forgot. The mandala of Santosha. The mandala of Santosha is this other tool that I created that assesses all the different aspects of your life and helps you figure out what it is that's missing, where exactly the problem is, what it is that you want to change or feel happier about. So it helps us identify goals, and it helps us track our progress towards those goals too as we go along. And I will share the mandala of satisfaction, the mandala of Santosha, with you if you ask for it right below this video. I'll email you a copy that you can download for yourself. And then I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So that's it. Those are the basics. If that sounds good to you, reach out. And if it doesn't, there are a lot of therapists out there, a lot of approaches. So please keep looking until you find the one that's right for you. If you have any questions, contact me. Or if you want a free consultation over the phone. And I hope to meet you in person. Take care.